calm down. Listen to me.
Hey, come on now. He's trying to get it.
You know what I'm saying? To change this situation around. You know, we're in the streets doing the woo-woo-woo, but at the same time, you're not building your community. You're not doing anything for the community. But you sit there and say this.
Calvin Ford and Gervonta Tank Davis have now parted ways after many decades of working together. And Calvin Ford has come out to say why. It wasn't surprising to see that Tank's first draw came in a fight where Calvin Ford didn't have much time for him during the training camp. To a large extent, Calvin Ford holds the secret to Gervonta Davis's success, having coached him since he was a little boy.
Matter of fact, before they stopped it, I said every time I stopped.
In fact, there's been some issues about Gervonta Davis not paying Coach Calvin Dooley, which Ford has come out to fight against, claiming he and Gervonta Davis are like father and son, and while sons don't pay fathers, they give them whatever they want. They were able to dispute that, but the big issue remains Gervonta Davis's disrespect of Calvin Ford. Tank had not fought a fight since the beginning of his career without Calvin Ford leading his corner.
And he just went down. He just, like you said, it was. We looked at 3 rounds. Brian was calling out, yo, I need 3.
It happened for the first time last week, and the result was there for all to see. However, what was particularly striking was Tank's actions to Calvin Ford, disrespecting his coach for no reason. During one of the latter rounds, when Gervonta Davis was told to be more careful by Coach Calvin, he simply yelled, "Calvin, calm down and listen to me." This was deemed rude by many in the boxing community. A fan said, "I pity that man so much. Tank is so disrespectful and rude, and he really can't do much without him."
As someone that's had Tank since basically he was a pup and you've raised him as a boxer and a man, what would you like to see Tank do?
Another had placed himself in Gervonta Davis's shoes. "If I have someone like Calvin Ford do to me what he did to Tank, I'd be forever grateful to him and he'll never lack anything in his life." One condemned Gervonta Davis's actions seriously and described Tank as an evil person. "Tank is so wicked, I really can't be cool with someone like that. He's an ingrate, despite all what Calvin did for him. Then he'd come and say Calvin is his dad." Well, Calvin Ford has now revealed the real issue that caused their split. He graced an interview where he was asked deep questions about the whole situation.
You know what I'm saying? Tank does that, you know, to get an eyebrow out of people. Like, you know how the Rock, when he put the eyebrow up, and he did get it. That's just like when they...
Well, you truly don't listen to just a side of the story. However, if all that was said was true, then Gervonta Davis must be something entirely different from the amazing boxer Gervonta Davis knew him as. Calvin Ford went ahead to talk about the happenings between them. He then spoke about the sacrifices he made for Gervonta Davis's and how he's been with him to fulfill his son's wish of watching over him for the rest of his career.
Oh, yeah, everything just happened.
Sorry.
Y'all get what I'm saying? And that's all I got to just...
He said, "I've done it all. I've done it all. And if he thinks this is what's best for me, then it's good." It's more surprising how silent Tank Davis has been on this matter. Unsurprisingly, their conflict has some things to do with Floyd Mayweather, which led to the beef that began surfacing between Gervonta Davis and Calvin Gr.
And I'm like, okay, I
Why would he like him? Why would he like him? He's a great fighter, but he's a horrible, horrible person.
Mayweather and Gervonta Davis have a tumultuous relationship, and both are doing everything to get back at each other. The pair have a lot of friends as acquaintances in common, including Leonard Ellerbe and Calvin Ford. For Floyd Mayweather Jr., he expected more loyalty from Leonard Ellerbe, seeing how far they've come with each other, and how Leonard Ellerbe only built a relationship with Gervonta Davis through Floyd Mayweather. However, once Leonard Ellerbe tried to play mediating games between Floyd and Tank Davis, Floyd decided to cut him off, as he wanted him to pick sides.
So I'm sure that he ain't gonna change. He's gonna be who he is, and again, he don't bother me. I don't think 2 seconds about none of that because he's not on my level.
Similarly, Tank Davis expects Calvin Ford's loyalty to be on his side, having had him as his trainer since the beginning of his career. However, while Calvin Ford didn't necessarily sit on the fence, Gervonta Davis expected more from him. To Gervonta Davis, Calvin Ford shouldn't be passive or euphemistic. Whenever the name of Floyd Mayweather was called, he expected him to display the level of uncensored derogation that characterized his own approach towards Floyd Mayweather. And once he didn't do that, Gervonta Davis decided to cut him off.
Fans watching this would be like, "Oh, why does Leonard feel this way?" Like, I've been covering the sport. I know the relationship, but they're going to be
History will tell you everything you need to know about him.
Following the release of the footage, Calvin Ford was forced to discuss the conflict between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis while he graced a virtual interview with Fight Hub TV, claiming Floyd Mayweather should be happy to sail with Gervonta Davis's as he cruised to his 30th career victory in 30 fights.
He's gonna be all right, man. Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. You know, Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the
Sadly, it's the other way round. He began, like I say, Tank is Tank, but at the end of the day, you know the man is chasing greatness. You should be supporting greatness. I always tell you that you should be supporting that.
end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, you know.
He also claimed it was this kind of situation that revealed the true color of people. And this was the case with Floyd Mayweather. He said, "It's a rocky road where we see what's going on. Just pay attention. The story's going to reveal itself." But again, that's how a lot of people are. Somebody said that's the true colors of a person coming out, man.
You know, it's a rocky road that we seeing what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story's going to reveal itself. You know, but again, that's how you burn.
They can't stand, comfortably. I don't like using that word, man. But our Lord knows. He knows. He knows, he concluded. As diplomatic as Calvin Ford sounded, his words did much damage to Floyd Mayweather, who wasn't having any more disrespect from Gervonta Tank Davis and his team. But what has now brought the biggest chaos to Davis and Ford was his last fight that ended in a majority draw. Boxing fans had hoped that a victory for WBA lightweight champion Davis may have set up a future unification showdown against WBC champion Stevenson later this year. It certainly didn't transpire that way, though, as Davis was held to a controversial draw against Roach, with the main talking point coming in the 9th round.
I think he got overconfident. I think he was thinking Lamont wasn't that good. I told everybody how the fight was going to go. The fight went exactly how I said. Exactly.
Tank shocked those watching when he voluntarily opted to take a knee and retreat to his corner, but the referee opted not to count it as a knockdown. The fight went the full 12-round distance and ended with the judges scoring at 115, 113 Davis, and 114, 114 twice, meaning it ended in a majority decision draw, though Roach would have won if the knockdown had been scored. While that was overlooked during the fight, the New York State Athletic Commission is now reviewing the matter. The commission has the ability to retroactively overturn Willis's call on Saturday and therefore change the result of the bout, although such a move is rare in boxing.
Do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in I lost track in the rounds.
World Boxing Association President Gilberto Mendoza has further indicated to the ring that he is poised to pursue an immediate rematch between Davis and Roach. The World Boxing Association has the power to order Davis to face Roach again, and failure to do so could result in Davis being stripped of his belt. Davis also had a one-way rematch clause in his contract with Roach in the case that he didn't emerge as the winner, allowing him the opportunity to now trigger an immediate rematch if he wished to do so. Both fighters have indicated their desire for a rematch on social media in the days following the controversial bout.
I didn't know what round it was. Facts.
Just about everybody in the boxing community agrees that Tank taking a deliberate knee should have resulted in referee Steve Willis calling it a knockdown, which would have given Roach Jr. a 10-8 round. Instead, Willis didn't call it a knockdown and Tank won the 9th round 10-9, according to two judges' scorecards. Since the fight was ultimately called a majority draw on 114 cards with one card reading 115, 113 in favor of Davis, this knee being called a knockdown would have meant that Roach Jr. won a split decision victory, taking Davis's World Boxing Association lightweight belt and giving his first professional loss.
I'd ask, when you think about this decision and it being a draw, and you think about what happened in the 9th round, how frustrated are you that wasn't counted as a knockdown?
Instead, Davis still has an undefeated record that now includes a draw. But according to a March 3rd post in X from Roach Jr., he seems to believe that this result could become overturned. Word round the block, y'all, Fab fight. Finna be 30, 1 not 30-01, 2XX2 division champ, Roach Jr. wrote in the post. Roach Jr. is expected to appeal the outcome of this fight, specifically regarding the non-knockdown, and this post would indicate that he's being told that if he does indeed appeal, he can expect the result to get overturned, giving him the win and Davis the loss. Then again, this could just be Roach Jr. simply pouring gasoline on a hot topic right now. More is sure to come from this developing story.
Man, I'm not. Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted a knockdown.
Tank went on to say the reason he briefly took a knee was due to grease in his eyes. However, that excuse may not work on boxing authorities, as the recent social media post from Roach has suggested the result of the fight may be overturned. In what would be a huge turn of events and a monumental result for boxing, Lamont Roach has insinuated that the result of his fight against Gervonta "Tank" Davis this past weekend could be overturned. Roach, who was, according to many, robbed of a shock upset victory over Davis due to a refereeing blunder in the 9th round, took to social media to tease that Tank may be about to lose his undefeated record.
Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had the white sweat out his eye, he had the white sweat out his eye. But the rules do state, if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic eight count.
If Roach's post to X has any truth to it, it would be the biggest story to come out of boxing in 2025 so far. And even though he would be crowned the winner, he may end up feeling robbed of getting to enjoy that moment in the ring after taking one of the best fighters in the sport to the distance. Don't say Tank will knock me out no more. I'm shutting that S down right now. Don't fix your mouth to even say this man could knock me out. Crazy. Stevenson has now offered his verdict on the result on social media, stating that it went how he expected it to. My ticket hit tonight for the people that don't know anything about boxing, and the fight went exactly how I thought it was going to go.
After seeing this performance from Gervonta, do you believe your confidence has gone a little bit more up?
My confidence been up. I've been knew I was the best.
What's your worst?
Stevenson also revealed that he wouldn't be criticizing Tank for his performance, despite Davis poking fun at Shakur's victory over Josh Padley last week. Ian is even gonna troll on dude like he would do me, but I'm still ready and willing to fight. Let's make it happen. Davis revealed in his post-fight interview that he would like an immediate rematch with Roach, meaning that a potential fight between Tank and Stevenson may not happen anytime soon. Davis's rival Shakur Stevenson also said on X a short time ago, "And if Lamont can't get a rematch, I got a big fight for him and a world title shot against me. That's my bro, but we definitely can make something happen. Good stuff, Roach."
Now, who Lamont won?
Who you thought won?
Lamont.
You thought Lamont won? By how many rounds?
I don't know.
You still want the Tank Davis fight?
So what?
You still want the Tank?
Good stuff and options are there now for Roach. Of course, Davis is the big money fight in the division by far, though. Still, had it been treated as the rules say, Roach would have won on 2 scorecards and taken the fight via majority decision victory. Devin Haney is due to return shortly in May at a huge card at Times Square and has wasted no time in putting the boot in on a rival this weekend.
I'm the best at 135, man. We kept trying to tell you.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis had an off night this weekend in NY as he drew with an outstanding display from Lamont Roach. After the fight, Haney said on X of Davis, "I was waiting for the backflip," adding, "Nah, but for real, that fight motivated me to get back. I'm excited for May 2nd. No doubt Davis will have a reply and retort soon. Expect plenty of back and forth between fighters in and near this weight class in the time ahead. Keyshawn, who recently joined Tank, Shakur Stevenson, and Vasily Lomachenko as a 135-pound world champion by knocking out Denis Berinchyk, said on Instagram Live that he had Roach winning the fight. "I feel like Lamont won. Let's start there. I feel like Lamont definitely won. A draw? It is what it is. I ain't hating on the decision, but I did feel like Lamont Roach pulled it off. I feel like they need to run it back."
Y'all still trying to say I can't do this, I can't. Okay. Hey, shouts out to the whole that whole event though. Let's start there. It was a great event.
As for how he fares against either man, Keyshawn Davis is wildly confident of a stoppage. "I'm the best at 135, man. Either one of them guys, I'm knocking them out, word. I'm telling you. If you give me either," Tank has said he is open to a rematch, but that it won't happen next, leading fans to believe that his next bout was already signed before the gritty Roach somewhat spoiled the party. Danny Garcia's father had an interesting take on what some believed was not the best performance from Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Davis drew with Lamont Roach this weekend and may have slipped in the pound-for-pound rankings this weekend for some.
We kept trying to tell y'all, Lamont ain't that bad. Lamont, that shit fucked my head.
Speaking to Fight Hype after the fight, Garcia Sr. said, "Yeah, because of the pressure of life. You're an athlete, bro. A lot of pressure comes with the game, bro, and behind the scenes, the stuff, you know what I'm saying, that people don't hear about? Your family, other stuff you have to worry about, a million things that fall on top of you. The world falls on top of you, brother." Davis has been flying high in recent years, and everyone has a bad night every now and then. Hopefully a rematch can be made, or at least a big fight for Davis to get him motivated for. One judge gave the nod to the champion, while the other two called it a draw, meaning that Davis taking a knee in the 9th round, which was bizarrely not called a knockdown by referee Steve Willis, should have swung the bout in Roach's favor. Speaking to Boxing Gems, Hall of Fame fighter turned analyst Tim Bradley said that was unacceptable.
Yeah, they made the rules up as, you know, of course, Tank the house fighter. They made the rules up. Yeah, that was bullshit. It should have been called a knockdown. You can't take a break like that. The only person that can do that is the referee.
The knee was crap. They made the rules up. Tank's the house fighter. It should have been called a knockdown. You can't take a break like that. The only person that can do that is the referee. The referee can stop the action, not the other way round. Tank basically told him, "Hey, I got something in my eye, guy. I need to go to the corner so they can wipe it out." You don't get timeouts like that in boxing. That should have been a knockdown. Period. Also, the father of Devin Haney, Bill Haney, has wasted no time in sticking it to Gervonta "Tank" Davis, following an under-par performance from Davis that saw him draw with Lamont Roach, who boxed out of his skin. Haney Sr. said on X, 31-0, ya idiot.
Devin Haney for getting cheated by Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney shared a post to remind them that he is still undefeated for a reason, because
referring to his son Devin Haney's record of 31-0, something Davis fell short of equaling this weekend due to the draw, which puts Tank currently on 30-1. Roach was even moving weight for this. Davis was boxing well at times, but maybe he was boxing and moving too much. Maybe being more aggressive is best for Tank and going for the knockout early. Boxing pound-for-pound star Terrence Crawford brought up an old Mayweather fight that had a similar incident tonight on X. Some of y'all need to watch Mayweather versus Hernandez and see Mayweather take a knee because he hurt his hand, and it was called a knockdown and not from a punch either. Bradley then revealed that, after watching the action twice, he had Roach as the winner.
The referee can stop the action and say, "Hey, let me take you to the corner so they can wipe it out." You don't get timeouts like that in boxing, yo. So that was bullshit.
I already went back and watched it. Tank Davis lost. I wasn't scoring it the first time around. People were asking me, who do you think won that round? I was like, close or whatever, because I was on my own live. But I went back and I watched it, and damn, Tank lost that. Even without the knockdown he lost, he just didn't do enough work. Davis has said he is open to a rematch, but it won't happen next, leading to speculation that he already had his next opponent lined up pre-fight.
That should have been a knockdown, period. I've already went back and I watched it. Tank lost. I watched it when I wasn't scoring.
Renowned commentator and broadcaster is apparently getting back into the highest level of the boxing game soon and gave his latest take. Lampley is known for expert analysis over the years for HBO. Speaking to Fight Hype after the Tank versus Roach draw this weekend in NYC, Lampley said of a possible Shakur Stevenson fight, "Stevenson has a reputation as being the best defender in the division. He is a feared fighter because of that particular quality. If I'm Tank Davis and I'm coming off a disappointment in terms of my offensive output, I'm not going straight to the best defender in the division." And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.